Today's the day I'm going for my pap smear. In today's video, we are going for a cervical smear test. That's right, I am dropping my knickers down and taking you along for the whole journey. This is not for the faint of heart. You will be seeing the full experience. Okay, almost the full experience. My angles were a bit shoddy. But I will show you live footage of me getting my cervical smear test so that you can do it and know that it's not that big a deal. If you like this content, make sure to like and subscribe and write down in the comments what your experience was so that other people don't feel so scared of getting their pap smear done. The first thing that happens is the pleasantries. You introduce yourself and they make sure you're the right person, and then they draw the curtain and ask you to drop your knickers down. I chose to wear a skirt. It just made me feel more comfortable. All I had to do was take my knickers off and I could keep the skirt on. And then I had a nice paper towel to cover myself as I waited for a stranger to look at my vagina. It always feels a bit weird and daunting that someone you don't know is going to have a look at your vagina. But they've seen many, and I just have to remind myself that. They've seen many vaginas, many penises, many anatomical genitalia, that it should not matter too much that they're also seeing mine. Yeah. I've just kind of put my skirt up if that's okay. Alas, the bed went up and I lost the shot. But initially, you are laying on your back and your legs are bent with your feet together and your knees apart. A speculum is then gently inserted into the vagina. This will also have some lubricant, so it can feel a bit cold, but it shouldn't be too uncomfortable. Do the results just come out?
So you should get a letter sent to your home address. Okay. In about 2 weeks, hopefully 2 to 3 weeks.
This will allow the practitioner to see the cervix. A soft brush will then enter into the vagina and this will collect samples from the cervix. These are the cells that will get tested for HPV.
It's just me looking at cervix. Look at a funny feeling, isn't it? Let me dab it in the solution first. A bit of contact bleeding from when I did your smear, but it's fine.
Okay. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. I had a smear test. It took less than 5 minutes and I was ready to go. I carried on with the pleasantries afterwards because it almost feels rude after someone has so intimately seen you to not know a bit about their life. Have you got kids as well?
Yeah, I got 2.
Oh gosh, you look so young.
How is it? What? Being a mother.
Yeah. You rate it?
Yeah. It comes with challenges, but it's fine. I'm used to it now. Yeah.
How old are your kids?
11 and 8.
So today I just had my second cervical smear test. The first one I had was at the age of 24, 25-ish. And now because I am 27, 28, I am having my second one. Honestly, it was okay. It felt very unusual, a little uncomfortable, a little crampy when they put the brush into the vagina and took the cells from the cervix. But actually, I'm okay. The practitioner did say that there was a bit of contact bleeding, and so I had to dash to Boots to get some pads. I made an error, rookie error, did not bring a pad with me. So I'm going to quickly run to Boots and then find a bathroom to get a pad and put it on. But actually, you know, I've had a look, there's no bleeding and there's no pain, didn't have to take any paracetamol. But for any of you who are going for your smear test, you might want to get some paracetamol. Ensure you have a pad so that in case you have any contact bleeding, that is solved. So I've made a video about cervical cancer before. You can either look at it up here or see the link down below. But just to let you know, the reason we do a cervical smear test is to ideally first test for something called HPV, human papillomavirus. This is a sexually transmitted disease. Anyone with a cervix who has had any sexual contact, be it vaginal, oral, anal, any sharing of sex toys, is at risk of getting HPV. Human papillomavirus has many viruses, but there are certain types which can cause cervical cancer. If one was to get cervical cancer, you would normally see symptoms for many people when the cancer has already progressed. So this could be abnormal vaginal bleeding, bleeding during sex, after sex, bleeding in between your period, heavier periods, you might have some discharge, abdominal pain and discomfort. As a woman, these are so vague and you might not recognize a trend or a pattern or anything changing until it's too late. So the test, that is the screening tool, is used to first identify if you have any infection of HPV. Once you have HPV, what could happen is it could start to change the cells in your cervix. So if the test is positive, then they'll look to see if you've had any of these cell changes, also called dyschirosis. I can't say that properly, but dyschirosis. Whatever it is, cells changing. If they notice that, depending on the severity, they may just treat it. And in my video, I tell you all about the different types of treatment, but they could laser it off, they can freeze it, heat it, scrape it off. It's all just to stop that then becoming cancer. So my last test, as I said, was 3 years ago, and that's because I had a negative HPV test. There's a lot that could happen within these 3 years, so I might end up having a positive test, so this is why it's important to check every 3 years. If I was to have a positive test result, then that would mean that I might have to be seen sooner, so maybe in a year, or if they couldn't get a good enough sample, it might be 3 months. But that is cervical screening. And honestly, it wasn't that bad. The only thing I would recommend for anyone doing it is just make sure you have a pad. If you are feeling very stressed and a bit anxious, then have some paracetamol on hand and just relax. For me, the most awkward thing is having a random stranger looking at my intimate areas. But just remember, they do this all the time. They've seen everything before, and just be calm. When the brush goes in, it feels a bit uncomfortable, maybe like a bit of a cramp. I think I laughed through it, probably a nervous laughter, but it's really not that painful. So I hope my dropping my knickers on camera for you helped you see that it's okay to have a cervical smear test. It's not too painful, not too uncomfortable, and if you just relax through it, it will be okay. I know there's some people who have quite a lot of discomfort, and that's okay, but just speak to your practitioner prior and let them know any concerns that you have. And yeah, good luck. If you liked this video, like and subscribe. It really helps me out, seeing as I've just started this channel. But it's been lovely making this video, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye.